Man, how do I even start this video? So, I think that, broad opinion, you need to be delusional and a little bit crazy and selfish if you want to be successful. And I'm going to explain everything. I'm going to talk a little bit about kind of how I grew up, how I thought when I grew up, and now, and how everything's kind of transpiring. And I want to go back, like, even when you're in school, right? You're kind of conditioned, almost in this little tiny box where they tell you how to act. You're very also, I've read about this, and it's like a real study where you almost absorb your teacher as a third parent. Like your teacher, if you're with them for 8 hours a day, they're kind of teaching their beliefs, their mindset, their opinions on you, and that could be, I mean, just a whole wad of things of how you learn, how you speak, how you operate, and all these types of things. And I think the general rule of thumb as a kid is like you're meant to follow this little box. Oh no, don't talk to strangers. Oh no, don't be out there. Don't be crazy. Oh no, don't do that. Don't start a business. You got to go to school. You got to get the education. And then you can do whatever you want from there. And it's always, this is an out there quote too, but people want you to do well, but never better than them. And I know Alex Hormozy talks about this specifically. I know I've beaten that a whole bunch of times. I know I've talked about him so many times, but that quote really, really stuck with me. And it's true to a certain extent. There's the rare, I think most of my viewers, myself included, I personally don't feel that way, but I know a lot of people who do. I know a lot of people, not really in the YouTube space, but at least not in my bubble, but a lot of the work side, a lot in like the business kind of go-go culture. Everyone's like that. And it's disgusting. It pisses me off, to be quite frank. And I want to like really go back to where my early days, dude. I was like delusional. I mean, I was thinking I was going to be a billionaire by 20. I was reading these tech articles. I was thinking that I was going to be the next big thing. And my dad, this is probably part of the reason why my dad and I clashed so much, was because it's like, dude, are you like whack? Are you on drugs? I don't understand where you're getting this from. And it usually actually started with the bodybuilding stuff. Like I was always watching Pumping Iron. I watched Pumping Iron with Arnold Schwarzenegger and like those gym guys from the 70s so many times over that he'd hear in the background. And I'd be eating, for those who don't know, there's this cereal called Vector in Canada. And it's like this high protein, but looking back at it, it's like, oh my God, what the hell am I doing? And I would microwave eggs. And one morning he came down after me seeing my breakfast, after me getting up early and working out and all that. This is when I was like 14, 15. He's like, he calls him up by name. He's like, dude, you're not going to be a professional bodybuilder. You're not going to be, I don't know where you got this thing from, but you're not going to do that. You need to get normal, get with the times. This isn't serious stuff, because he was spending us so much money on groceries that I wasn't contributing anything at this point. I was like doing some chores, but this is when I was obsessed with my video game stuff and wanted to do all that stuff. So he's like, dude, please, for the love of God, just be a normal kid. Just stop. What are you doing? And listen, we're good now. And I just look back at it, and even I was a little bit like way out there at some point. Like I was obsessive, and I naturally have an extremely obsessive personality, and I've kind of grown out of this phase now, but you do have to be a little bit selfish and a little bit narcissistic and a bit like, dude, I'm in this for me and I want a good life. I saw how these guys in the Pumping Iron were and how obsessed and just dialed in they were, if you will. And I wanted that too. But you were always taught from these outside sources. This is why I resonated so much with YouTubers back in the days, because they just did whatever the hell they wanted. They made a killing. They made a ton of money. And it's like, dude, I want to be like this. Not my parents or not my other family members or some friends saying I can't do it. It's like, I can do whatever the hell I want. And if that's the message for this video, that's what I want this to come across as, is you could do whatever the hell you want. And if there's anything that's been proven the last couple of years, it's like, dude, there's ways to make money in every type of niche, every type of vertical. There's ways to travel that you never thought there could be. There's so many things you could do in this world. As crazy as that sounds, you can make friggin' anything. And the barrier to entry is so damn low, right? So I don't know. That's the real point that I wanted to talk about here. And it's like, you do need to be selfish. Again, another delusional thing is like, I just thought I was going to make 100 grand a month going into my teens and going into my late 20s or my early 20s. I was like, what? Like, just thinking back at that time, as you get older, man, your brain starts to fight this off. You don't feel this delusion. It's like, I would give anything to just feel that again and be like just totally unaware and tone deaf for most cases. I realize that's not the best way to think long term, but it's like a little bit of that never goes wrong. Like, you need that, especially in this YouTube grind, if you're going to be doing that, it's like you do need to think that, crap, I could do this. You got to psych yourself out of, your own mindset sometimes of like, I don't care what anyone says. I'm going to block out the noise. It does not matter. I'm going to do whatever the hell I set my mind to. And that just headspace really, really helped me as a kid, and now even more than my early 20s. And this, I've talked about this on stream. You have this one end of the spectrum where it's like you have this delusional young self-belief when you're a kid, and slowly as you get older, that actually completely flips. You want to take no risk as you get older. And that's a good thing, right? With certain, like say if you have a financial stock portfolio, you don't want to sell that whole damn thing when you're in your 50s or take on more risks. You want to be careful, right? So, and then as you get older, it's like you lose that spark. And it's like, if there's anything I encourage in this video, it's like, don't lose that. Keep that kind of self-belief. Keep that delusion, if you will, if you really want to be successful and you really want to give this thing. And comment below if you've ever felt that way. If I'm alone here, I get it, but comment below if you've at least felt this way in some type of moment. And I don't know, it's just a funny video. So as always, if you made it this far, let me know. I want to see you win, and we'll go from there. Appreciate you.